Don in London, hello. October the 1st, 2009, just coming up, well, just after 9 o'clock in the morning. Good morning. My video is all about recovery from either addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol. My behaviour during those years, probably not being myself, but trying to be whatever anybody else thought I ought to be, and trying to fit in. So my behaviour, drinker to fit in, workaholic to fit in, relationshipaholic to find love and fit in, and any ism you can possibly imagine to, I suppose, fill the hole inside, that aching feeling of not quite sure what was right and what was wrong. And I guess it was loneliness in some ways. And as many philosophers have said over the centuries and thousands of years, there are three elements of life which are important. That's to love, be loved, and have something useful to do. So that's what I'm learning on a daily basis in recovery from addiction, or being a recovering addict, alcoholic. So October the 1st, a new month, and in my videos what I've been doing over the last year is covering one step of the 12-step action program of Alcoholics Anonymous, a fellowship to which I belong, and I belong in for sure, so that I can share some experience, strength and hope of how life goes in recovery, practicing the program, living the experience of the 12 steps of action to change attitude and behaviour on a daily basis. So my belief is the 12-step program of AA works every day if I work at it and experience life, knowing the steps and living the steps. So step 10, October, and it reads as this: continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. And you know, the gift of knowing who we are and where we are making mistakes, and then promptly admitting to them as a learning process is the greatest gift, because it means we don't then compile mountains of problems which we have to deal with in a great big chunk. So what did the fellowship do for me, AA? It taught me how to live in the day, and teaches me how to live in the day, because I keep going to meetings and being with other people who are doing exactly the same thing. So the gift of the day is we're all the same size, whether we're sober one day or a million days. I know we can't be, but for decades some people are sober, and what do they find? It's always a one-day program. So what is AA? And there's a statement of intent. I just emphasise always that I don't speak for AA. It's full of unique, authentic people who can speak for themselves and where they choose to. So I choose to share my message of experience, strength and hope, mainly because I was asked to. And the statement of intent about AA, or the preamble shared at the beginning of every meeting, and it goes like this: Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. Now, that's a big mouthful. And I went to a meeting of the fellowship last night and listened to somebody who I've known for a little while and share their message of experience, strength and hope. And they reminded me that if we're a little nervous about doing this, it's a good thing. And if we feel a little bit of fear, it's a good thing. Not ego particularly, but just having enough confidence and courage and faith to make the day work as we can. So October, all about taking personal inventory. The readings in this book reflect this. Daily reflections, and I'll just read what it says for October the 1st. It's a one-page a day. Lest we become complacent. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. We are headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is a subtle foe. In other words, it can get us at any time. So people relapse, people have a slip. It's part of life, and the gift is we can keep on coming back to a fellowship where we can get back on the sober path and not worry about what people think or feel about us. It's how we think and feel for ourselves and build our confidence and our courage and faith to carry on sober. When I am in pain, it is easy to stay close to the friends I have found in the programme. Relief from that pain is provided in the solutions contained in AA's 12 steps. But when I am feeling good and things are going well, I can become complacent. To put it simply, I become lazy and turn into the problem instead of the solution. I need to get back into action, to take stock, take personal inventory, where I am and where I am going. A daily inventory will tell me what I must change to regain spiritual balance. Admitting what I find within myself to God and to another human being keeps me honest and humble. And as I always say, it's the God of your understanding which is important, not anything I or anybody else might say. And I have a very simple understanding of God these days, which is really helpful to me, and that is God is truth, and the spiritual path is truth in the moment of now, and it's ever changing. It's this imperfectly perfect moment of now. And as Bill sees it, I tried to do this reading yesterday and I lost the plot and time. And it says here on page 219, willing to believe. Do not let any prejudice you may have against spiritual terms deter you from honestly asking yourself what they might mean to you. At the start, this was all we needed to commence spiritual growth, to effect our first conscious relationship with God as we understand Him, or to truth and the spiritual path. That's just me saying that. Afterward, we found ourselves accepting many things which had seemed entirely out of reach. That was growth. But if we wished to grow, we had to begin somewhere. So at first we used our own concepts of God, however limited they were. We needed to ask ourselves but one short question: do I now believe, or am I ever even willing to believe, that there is a power greater than myself? As soon as a man can say that he does believe, even in this small degree, or is willing to believe, we emphatically assure him he is on his way. And you know what? There are so many higher powers greater than me. The one thing which is really important is that I have an understanding that I have a right to be here, the same as anybody else on the planet, and that is a gift. It's the gift of equality, and it's something the United Nations put down as Article 1 of the Declaration of Human Rights. So I don't want to mess with that. But you know, the concept of a higher power for me is truth, because I can find in my ignorance and my denial so many ways of deluding myself that life is okay or not okay, and I just need to check it out with another human being. So if God works through people, I get the wisdom from other people and from God. So in this blue book, 12 by 12, the 12 steps and 12 traditions, step 10 short form, as it's called, reads like this. It says, continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Can we stay sober and keep emotional balance under all conditions? Searching becomes a regular habit. Admit, accept, and patiently correct defects. Emotional hangover. When past is settled with, present challenges can be met. Varieties of inventory, anger, resentments, jealousy, envy, self-pity, hurt, pride, all led to the bottle. Self-restraint is first objective. Insurance against big-shotism. Let's look at credits as well as debits. Examine your motives. And, you know, it is in the motive of what we do that we often find whether we're on the right path or not, and whether we're looking just simply at our own understanding of our inclusion in the world. And actually inclusion in the world means that we need to take account of every single human being, people, places and things, over which in step 1 we know and learn we are powerless. So it's how to be able to make good choices in the day, which is always paramount. So as I always end these videos with the Serenity Prayer, which is a prayer of acceptance to the God or higher power of your understanding, which for me is truth and truth spiritual. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is simply going to be just for today. And that really is the gift, living in the day, in the ever-present moment of now, imperfectly perfect.